Welcome to the City Current Radio Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're always honored to bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference, powering the good in our community. And we get to kick it off talking about Make-A-Wish, granting wishes. So we're joined by Make-A-Wish Middle Tennessee, their president and CEO, Beth Torres. And how are you doing, Beth?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me, Jeremy.
Absolutely. So it's always fun to talk about granting wishes, and especially when you look at coming out of the holiday season, but really the work you do year round, so important for the families, for the children who are going through very difficult circumstances in their lives. And the power of hope, the power of promise, the power of community, all of that is what you do. So let's dive in. Give a little backstory, a little history for Make-A-Wish Middle Tennessee.
Sure. So Make-A-Wish Middle Tennessee started 20 years ago. So in the year 2000, we opened our doors and started granting wishes right here, 38 counties in the middle of the state. And we've granted just over 2,000 wishes. So the good news is we're here, we're serving our community, and we love what we do. The challenging news is that we're getting kids referred every day. So our pipeline is growing and kids need these wishes.
Talk about the kids, give us an illustration of the ages, what they're dealing with. So go ahead and illustrate the kids.
Sure. So every wish kid is between 2.5 and 18, and they are facing a critical illness. So what I will tell you is I thought I understood what they were going through, right? The isolation, the fear, the unknown. You know, they get diagnosed and they don't get to go to school and go to baseball practice or soccer practice or ballet. They are at home by themselves and their world gets really small. What I've learned over the last 9 or 10 months is what that feeling really means. And that's what COVID has taught me personally. When we were all confused and angry and scared, that's what our wish kids are going through. And our wish families are dealing with those emotions all the time. So for us to come in and say, in the midst of that, we're going to give you the hope, the strength, and the joy just by letting you dream again, that's really powerful.
Talk about how the magic works, because there is a little bit of a process, and then there is the kind of the wish process in and of itself in terms of creating that, and then it's raising the funds and being able to then mobilize. So there's a lot of layers to what you do. So walk us through those different layers.
We get to do this work because we have a community of support. Donors, volunteers, those people who want to make wishes come true are unbelievably supportive, and they make the work possible. But a child is referred, and they're referred by a medical professional. They can refer themselves, family members can refer them. And once they are qualified, all that means for us is that they are confirmed as having a critical illness. They go into our pipeline. And they start working with our staff to get to know them. We want to know our kids and learn their likes and their dislikes and things that they get excited about. And they work with our staff to then create their wish. And they can wish for anything. Wishes primarily fall into 4 categories. I wish to have, I wish to have room makeovers or gaming systems. I wish to be, we're working on a couple of wishes right now. They want to be models and they want to really just start living their dreams now. They wish to meet, so meeting celebrities or people that inspire them. Wish to go, which are travel wishes. And so most of the wishes fall in those categories. And we work with the kids to dream and build it. What does it look like? Who goes with you? How does it feel? What do you hope to do? And then my really talented staff gets to work on all those details. And our goal is to deliver a wish that exceeds even their craziest, biggest dreams.
And there is a lot of pomp and circumstance when you talk about granting a wish, especially in a normal environment. Obviously, things are a little different. We'll talk about that with the pandemic and COVID. But give us an idea when you talk about the kind of celebration side of this. Talk about the unveiling.
Yeah, so all of our kids have their wishes announced in some way. And some of them are small, right? It's a dinner with your wish coordinator and you learn about your wish. And some of them are a little grander. We have schools here who have helped us grant wishes, and they have pep assemblies right there in their school. Or they have companies that invite our wish families into their office to find out that they're getting their wish and what it looks like and all the parts. And the power of that is showing this family that there's a community of support behind them, that there are all these people who are in this fight with them, who want to support the family, and just making it magical along the way.
When you look at the pandemic. Obviously, things are different. So give me an idea of what that looks like right now in terms of, you mentioned the isolation, and it gives us a better understanding of what the children are dealing with, but talk about how that's changed some of the ways that you've been able to interact and grant the wishes and the process.
Yeah. I am so grateful for technology. We are able to grant any wish that we can do safely. So if you look at a kid who wants to meet a celebrity, before we had to find time for them to get there, meet, create an environment for them. Now we can pop them on a Zoom meeting just like this, and they can have a conversation with their idol, whoever they're a fan of. I'm learning a lot about YouTube celebrities because that's what our wish kids are doing to pass the time, and that's who they want to meet. So we have changed and we've adapted. I think the hardest wishes for us right now are those kids who are dreaming of travel. They want to go somewhere, they want to experience something, and right now we're asking them to wait. And so for me, that's been the hardest shift, is asking these kids who are already going through so much to be patient with us. We want to make sure that when their wish is granted, it's safe and it's what they want, and we don't have to water it down at all. So we've told the kids here in Middle Tennessee, they can wait and we'll wait with you, or they can change their wish. And some of our kids are starting to change their wish. They're getting tired of waiting, and I understand that. So we're seeing a lot more wishes for puppies and campers and things that we can do locally. So that's also going to change how we grant wishes, how we get people involved, how we get the community involved. So there's a lot of good that is coming out of this, but the consistency is we're still there for our families, and we still want wishes to come true.
And I think too, as you're talking, the mental shift of going online and being able to interact with influencers in a way that's a lot more convenient now with technology, hopefully a lower cost in terms of being able to pull that together. So there's a piece where you can deliver kind of an immediate return and hope and opportunity. And at the same time, I think for all of us, understanding that we all are yearning for travel and for experiences. Well, just imagine what these kids are experiencing. So why not pour in and create those opportunities, kind of like a fund, so that when the opportunity is there, now you can deliver on both ends. So now you've got an immediate hope builder with technology to interact with their the celebrities and those that they look up to. But then at the same time, you're able to kind of pivot over here once things return to where you can offer, in a way, almost the best of both worlds to really lift their spirits and do something special.
Yeah, I mean, Jeremy, that's exactly what we're doing. We have more kids waiting in Middle Tennessee than we've ever had before. I've got more than 230 kids waiting for their wish right now. And so those wishes that we can grant, we're going to. But we really need to be ready that when it is safe and when these kids can travel or see their family or go to the beach or do whatever it is they want, I want to be ready, because at that point, I don't want to tell them to keep waiting for us. I want to say, let's do it, let's go, whatever you want. So we're very much funding for the future while taking care of all those wishes we can right now.
Yeah, I love it. What's been one of your favorite recent wish grants in terms of, just kind of top of mind? What's one or two of your favorite ones?
So I'm going to tell you, we had a wish kid who wished for a pink playhouse. And she, not only did she get a spectacular playhouse in pink, done the way she wanted, but we were able to do this outside, socially distanced. And so we had corporate partners from Parks Realty come out, and they signed a deed with her, and she signed ownership of her house. And my favorite moment of that day is the agent asked her, okay, who's responsible for the taxes on this house? And she, without skipping a beat, said, my dad will pay those. It was like, done. So I think watching her dream, watching her get excited, and then her friends being able to come over and play with her in her backyard safely in this dream playhouse was that moment we remembered these kids want to recapture their childhood, and we can help them do it. So I would definitely say Hunter's Wish for a Pink Playhouse is one of my favorites right now.
I think as adults too, just the reality that in many cases, something that is more simple, yet so meaningful. We don't have to overcomplicate this. We have an opportunity to make a difference with small gestures of pouring in, and yet the transformation that takes place is huge. And carry that forward. I know Evolve Studios in Franklin has donated some time too and resources. Talk about some of the other ways that companies are really partnering together strategically with you to do some special things.
That's right. I think one of the graces we've been given through this is a little bit of a slower, more purposeful pace. We were frantically granting wishes as quickly as we could. And when we were forced to slow down, we've been able to engage people really strategically. Evolve Studios is a great example of that. One of their founders came to us and said, we can do, Joel Edwards, we can do anything with you guys because we've got a little downtime, you've got some downtime. What do you need? And we said, we need someone to tell the story of the kids that are waiting. So they created, produced, and gave us a 1-minute commercial using real Wish kids right here in Middle Tennessee, talking about how they're waiting. And for Joel and his staff to come to us and say, we have this skill set, how can you use it? And we had the time to build it was really meaningful. So we've got this beautifully produced piece that we can use on TV, we can use on YouTube, that we can put out there on social media that reminds people that it's not just philosophical wishes, they're kids. They're actual kids who have wished for something who are waiting for us.
What's something that you've learned? You mentioned the better understanding of isolation. What's something else that you've learned in this process of the pandemic that you think has either changed you, your philosophical look on this, or just is going to make you as the organization stronger?
Yeah, we've gotten really purposeful. I will tell you that I have a staff of 11 people, and I can't imagine going through this with anyone other than the team that we have right this minute. They worked hard, whether we were in the office or we were remote. They stayed focused on what we were doing, and they weren't afraid to ask people to help us. So what we learned was people want to help. They want to be part of something big and transformational and positive. Sometimes they just don't know where to go, and it's our responsibility to ask. So I'm grateful that we had a team that was willing to make those asks. And I'm even more grateful that we had a community that said, absolutely, how can we help? So we were never alone in this. We were always supported. And for that, I think we're all going to be stronger in the end.
Go ahead and carry that forward into the different ways that we can help, because obviously the financial contributions, the strategic alignment, like with the companies and the resources, that's another one. But talk about the different ways we can help.
Yeah, so I will take any money you have. So just know that I'm never going to turn down
Take a blank check.
That's right. Huge fan. You've got $1, you've got $1 million. We're going to take it all. But in addition to that, I think I would really ask people to gut check on what is that special skill they have. And it may come really easily to them, right? Maybe they've got great handwriting or they are an artist. But if you let us know what your special skill is, we just keep it on file and we're ready the minute that we've got a wish that we can put it to use, because our best volunteer engagements are coming with how do we get people to use their best skill set to help us grant these wishes. We've learned, as these wishes move local, we're learning about things we never had to study before. How do we do car makeovers? How do we get the community involved in backyard playgrounds or pools? Like, there are all these things we need right now that we don't have the resource for yet. So if you've got a special skill, no matter how random or weird it might be, let us know. Shoot us an email from our website and we will house it. And the minute we can put you to work, I guarantee you we're going to let you do it.
Yeah, I think that kind of catalog, that database of individuals reaching out saying, hey, here's what I'm good at, knowing that, back to your point about even, creating houses or, all these special moments, whether you're good at technology, the handwriting, like you mentioned,
Yes.
Any little thing that can be special can be put to good use, but just on your end, knowing that that's what they're good at, that allows you to kind of tap in. And it's, a very small piece of time, and yet, once again, a very large impact that you can make on a child's life and their family. Wrap up and talk about contact information. Where do we go to raise our hand and say, hey, we want to be a part, and let you know what we're good at?
Yeah, absolutely. So easiest way is to hit us up on our website, and it's wish.org/midtn, brand new website. So that's exciting, easy to navigate. The other thing is follow us on socials, and we are at Make-A-Wish MidTN on almost every platform, and we want to know who's interested in helping. Volunteer opportunities are hard right now because we can't get together, we can't do a lot of stuff in person, but we know the day is going to come when we can gather, and so we're hoping to do all the work right now to find out who wants to get involved, how you can help us, and be ready the minute that everything seems safe and smart.
Yeah, absolutely. So Facebook, Make-A-Wish MidTN, and then Twitter, same thing, and Instagram as well. So you make that very, very easy. And then you also have wish.org/midtn as well. So lots of easy ways to get connected and to raise your hand to be a part of the solution to really do something special for these children and these families. So Beth, thank you for all you do, for coming on the show. Greatly appreciate it.
Great. Thank you for everything.